Bitcoin and altcoins continue to fall. And in September, we have seen red candles. Smash the like button, click the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell because in this video, we're going to be talking about the future of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, but also really altcoins, because I know a lot of altcoins and a lot of altcoin holders are in the red and deep in the red and potentially getting wrecked. Now, I know all about altcoins firsthand, and Jerry Banfield, friend of the channel, also knows all about altcoins. So Jerry, I'm going to turn it over to you first. It's been a red day. We're breaking more critical support with Bitcoin. Ethereum is back down to 1,500, and a lot of these altcoins just seem to never go up. What is the future of this? And have you seen this before? Is there any hope for people that are in altcoins, or is it time to really head for the hills? I'm going to turn it back over to you, Jerry. What do you got for us?
It seems people are wondering, why are things crashing so much? And it looks like there's a lot of fear and uncertainty and doubt, or FUD, over FTX potentially, not even definitely, but potentially unloading like $500 million, mostly of altcoins onto the market, especially things that they had lots of in their holdings like Solana, but they also had Bitcoin, Ethereum, and plenty of other altcoins as well. It seems possible that people are front-running the potential of FTX selling and expecting that things are going to go down. But from what I see, the markets are just irrational. And there's not a lot of new money coming in right now, but yet everybody who's in still wants to constantly cash out, especially on altcoins. That's why Bitcoin's not dumping as much, because these altcoins have all these founding teams and expenses, and they are constantly selling no matter whether people are buying or not. So to me, now's a great time to be DCAing into whatever you really want to be in. And it's a great time to cross off things that you don't really believe in and consolidate, because most altcoins are losers. And for every loser you pick, the rest of your portfolio has to make up for it just to break even. So I'm down to half Bitcoin, then Internet Computer, Solana, and DeSo for the rest of my portfolio. And I consolidated a bunch of others into those three. So I think this is just like 4 years ago. I mean, 4 years ago was a great time to be stacking. And it's a time to be patient, stack, and research, and realize that probably a couple years from now, it'll be the exact opposite. All green candles, everything going up. Oh, I wish I'd have bought 2 years ago. Now's the time to buy. What are you seeing in the markets today, Joe?
Well, I'm seeing right now, Jerry, that we are breaking some support here at about 25,400 for Bitcoin. And it's just been sideways consolidation. And also, what you said earlier makes a lot of sense to me about altcoins, is that this is actually, I hate to say it, but I've been through a couple of cycles now. This is par for the course. This is exactly what happens. And this is exactly how I felt like 4 or 5 years ago. This is exactly what I did. So I'll tell the story. I bought this cryptocurrency called Steam. I was really, somebody who was active on the platform and blogging, and I just thought this was great. I was investing in myself, I was investing in my business, I was investing, in just learning about cryptocurrency. And so I was like, well, I'll just keep investing in this. And then it just kept dropping. And I'm like, well, it just got cheaper. So, obviously I want to continue to keep investing in this. And I kept dropping, and I kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And from literally like $6 or $7 to like 13 cents. And I was just like, okay, I've had enough of this. You know what I mean? Like, what if it really doesn't work? If it goes to zero and like all this other stuff happens, like whatever, I just kind of gave up on it. And that was the biggest mistake I made, was giving up on it at that moment, because it went from 13 cents to $1.50 in the next bull market. Now, it didn't go back to all-time highs. The lesson is that most people are starting to give up now. And I think in the next 3 to 6 months, this is where most people are just going to really throw in the towel. And as you alluded to, it's a risk versus reward game. If you want to take on higher rewards, you have to risk more and be willing to risk in this game of crypto. If you want those 10, 15, 20 X's, maybe even 50 to 100 X's, you have to be willing to risk your coin going down 70, 80, 90%. That's just how this goes. Now, if you want something that's going to be more flatline, like Bitcoin, right? It's like only dropped 2% today, which feels monumental, but it's only dropped 2% today. Then you're not going to be getting those gains with Bitcoin, where you're going to go from 25,000 to 1.5 million in the next cycle. I just don't see that happens. Now, it could happen, but it's very, very unlikely. But if you take a coin like you mentioned, Solana, right? I think that's at a multi-billion-dollar market cap right now. That could 5 or 10, maybe 15x. It's a much higher probability just based on its market cap. Now, there's a lot of other factors that go into these coins doing those numbers, and nothing is promised or guaranteed. But the truth of the matter is that's what you're looking at, risk versus reward. So if you're in these high risk, high speculative assets, that's where you got to look at yourself and go, well, how long do I really plan on holding these things for? Because if I'm, if most of these are garbage and they're going to go to zero, then I need to get in and get out of these. And that's how you win at that game. Because in the bull market, when everything is going up and to the right, all the micro caps, all the super high risk coins fly off the shelves. But in a bear market, they all crash and go down, and it's absolute, chaos to zero. It's the first one, like you said, to just get to that number. So it all depends upon what you're investing in. It all depends upon how long you plan on holding, your strategy, and everything else. And that's why we're so big on education, because if you're not educated and you're just throwing money around and try this, try that, that's fine to just learn about like what's actually going on. The problem is people make mistakes, and that's how the market and people who win at the market, they capitalize on the people that make mistakes. They capitalize on people who sold Bitcoin at 16,000 because, it went from there all the way up to 30,000. That was a mistake to sell it at 16,000, because you could have doubled your money if you would have just held on for a few months. Now, maybe Bitcoin goes down to 12,000. Well, Seed sold at 16,000 and, and maybe it wasn't a mistake. So you don't know the future. But you have to study and understand these assets, because if you don't understand these assets and you just watch some random YouTube video about some new coin and you think it's going to be, then you're just gambling and it's just lottery. So, Jerry, I know a lot of people are struggling because they haven't experienced this volatility. And we've experienced the volatility. We know the ups and downs. We've watched, hundreds of thousands of dollars up, down, and down. Do you have anything else for people who are maybe getting this for the first time and experiencing that volatility, how they can really weather the storm and make it out on the other side? Because we do believe that there is another side. And when do you think that's going to happen?
Definitely. So what I've been telling people consistently in my one-on-one calls is to make 2 different types of bags for your crypto. So make a long-term hold. I'm never going to touch this until there's a really, really, really good reason. This is not like a sell during the bull market. Like, this is a hold forever bag. Make a bag like that. It should probably be at least 50% of your portfolio that you just don't touch, and put it in things that you have confidence in 2 cycles from now, 3 cycles from now are just going to be way, way, way up. And it could be Bitcoin is definitely a good candidate for that bag. It could be Ethereum or an altcoin or 2 that you have extreme confidence in and that you can just leave it. Then with the other potentially half of your bag or even less if you want less risk, then that's a good place to kind of have a bull market bag where I'm going to unload these at the top during the next bull market, because what I've seen people who do well consistently get wrecked by is taxes. Now, you have made the move that most people don't do to go to a place where you can have almost no tax liability. But me, I paid 5 or 10 Bitcoin in taxes when I cashed out at the top of the bull market. Now, at the time, it didn't seem so bad to take all my profits, but now it's like, God, I could have 5 or 10 Bitcoin in taxes if I had just left a big part of my, at least half of my bag, just left it, not touched it, and held on for the long term. So if you want the simplest strategy, of course, just do all long-term hold bag. But I see so many people talk just in these 4-year cycles. But this is a time to think longer than 4-year cycles. Because what if you're not paying attention? What if you're distracted? And the best profits are on things that do multi-cycle repeated highs. Like Ethereum, is dead at $90. And then 1600 still looks great. 1500 still looks great. If you had just thought several cycles ahead for Ethereum, you could have totally relaxed. And God, I wish I hadn't unloaded my whole Ethereum bag when it went up to $15. So that's an approach that can give you kind of the best of both worlds. You got your trade, your shorter term, and then your hold forever bag. And Joe, what do you think we should wrap up with and remember going forward as we look at these charts and do crypto each day?
I think it's really important, Jerry, that people also have income coming in the door, and they have separate accounts just for investing. I see so many people trying to invest with money that really means a lot to them, and they get overly emotional. That's where the mistakes are made in this game. If you just say, all right, here, look, let's say for numbers that are easy for, say, let's say I have $10,000 to invest with, right? Like you said, 50%, I'm going to buy and hold, and that's it. I'm not touching it for another 10 years. It's irrelevant. It's like a savings account. That's great. That's great. The other 50%, I want to be a little bit more risky. I want to actually, trade in and out of these coins, or maybe find the new one and try to double my money, whatever it might be, right? And there's higher risk, but there's also higher rewards to that. Stick to that strategy and stick to that game plan, and then also continuously have, if you need $2, $3, $4, $5,000 to live every single month, maybe 10,000, whatever that number is for you, whatever, depending on your lifestyle. And that's very attainable through a business online or from a job. Make sure that you got that, okay? Because don't quit your day job, right? Because this crypto stuff, it is very, very up and down and volatile. So, to me, the market's not going anywhere. Crypto's open 24/7, 365. You got time. I really do believe you still have time. However, time is running out for this next cycle to go, because the Bitcoin halving is happening in April. That's basically almost a guarantee at this point. And then from there, we see about a year after that, it's when the bull market and Bitcoin reached new all-time highs. We've seen it happen cycle to cycle. So I have no doubt to basically say, oh, the cycles are over. And no, I mean, it's kind of programmed into the cryptocurrency asset classes itself. So most people forget about this, and then most people don't study this, and then they come in at the wrong times. So those are my kind of, talking points even to myself here, because we're in this moment of time right now where it will pass, because it always passes. And then all of a sudden we're in this bull market, and then all of a sudden we're at the top of the bull market, and it's like, we think it's going to keep going on forever. Keep doing everything that you can to manage everything in your life, and also continuously keep educating yourself. There is no substitute for continuous self-improvement and education. Every single person who's in crypto is continuously learning. It's an evolving asset class, okay? So it's brand new. We have tons of updates, new news coming out, there's a lot going on. So if you just continuously educate yourself and study, you're going to be so much further ahead than everyone else. And that's where the edge comes in. If you're looking for an edge in this market, the edge is that you're here, number one. And the second edge is that you're actually studying and learning. And to me, you go to randomly talk to people on the street, they have no idea what crypto is still. You're still that early. So Jerry, that's kind of my last little thoughts here. Anything else to wrap us up with the video?
Yes, think about taxes ahead of time. I mentioned that already, but the people who are successful that I've talked to and that have made lots of profits like me, that didn't think to position for taxes in advance, you want to minimize your trades, because what you don't want to do is do everything perfectly, then get annihilated by taxes at the top of the bull market. Then you're looking to buy back in with only 50, 60% of your bag. Ideally, if you can pick assets that will hold on for multiple markets, you can build wealth without getting wrecked by taxes. And potentially, if you do want to sell, you could reposition yourself to Puerto Rico or to a country where you don't even have to pay tax when you sell. So taxes are if for everyone winning in crypto is the way you have a guaranteed big loss. So going forward, I'm making sure all my planning includes thoughts about minimizing tax liability.
Well, Jerry, thanks again. Make sure to smash the like button, click the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. We can't wait to see each and every one of you on the channels moving forward. And click the links down below for our premium products if you want to learn even more with us. They're on special discounts. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next videos.